If you clicked on this video, the answer is probably. Welcome to day 62 of the 75 Hard Challenge YouTube edition. And today we're talking about, should you be a designer? Well, what even is design? You might be asking. I could probably make a video on just that question, but it's literally everything. It's a pen, it's an app, it's everything that we use on a daily basis. Design is a way for us to make every day easier. What do you mean? Well, some years ago, someone used a feather dipped in ink to write. Can you imagine how many back and forth that person had to do? Exactly. So what did they create? That pen. It's a solution to a problem in a simpler way. If you're looking at a logo, it's a way for that business to seem more put together and more serious and professional. Design is a lot of things. It's so cool. Now, if you're thinking about going into design or starting this, here's some skills that align with design. Creativity. This is very broad, so let me just get this out of the way. You don't necessarily need to know how to draw in order to pursue design. I don't know how to draw. I am a very beginner at drawing, actually, but don't worry, you won't be using it much. You need to be good at problem solving, meaning you can find solutions for everyday problems, hence the pen. I mean, you don't need, this is a saying that I've heard in Brazil. I'm not sure if you heard it, but you don't need to reinvent the wheel every time you sit down to do a design, okay? Don't worry, it's not that serious. Sometimes the answer is simpler than you think. And something that you need to be good at is take criticism. Designers are made to receive criticism. It can be like a positive feedback, and it can be someone saying that this does not work at all. Let's just reapproach this. And that's okay. No one is against you, just remember that. But people just want to find the best solution possible, and sometimes you won't deliver. But that's fine, especially if you're a beginner. That's fine. And you learn with those mistakes as well. A few misconceptions I've heard of design is that we just make stuff look pretty, which it is true, but that's not all we do. Especially for logos, people are like, oh, I can make a logo in 10 minutes on Canva. Can you? I feel like designers know when the logo is made on Canva. It's completely generic. Hard truth. Yes, it doesn't really communicate what you want to communicate with your brand. Design may look simple, but there's a lot of work involved. We have to think about who this product is for, how it's going to be used, how do we want that product to be perceived, and what do we want the product to communicate to other people. Basically that. Sometimes you see a designer working and you think, wow, that was really fast. It must be really easy. No, we study and we practice that much to make it seem like it's easy. But I feel like that can be applied to literally any career path in the world. Professionals make something look really easy. There's a content creator I follow that he designs book covers, and he creates like 5 to 6 book covers at a time. And someone asked him in the comments, like, how many days do you take to create those? And he was like, oh, 4 to 5 hours. And it was like 6 book covers. Insane. Insane. That's insane even for me, but that's because I don't design book covers, so I don't really know how to do that. He does that on a weekly basis, so he's like in the pros, you know? Yes, anyone can make designs, but it's not just something that you open Canva, do it, and it's fine. Sometimes I wish it was. But how can you start with design? You can take the college route, like I did. Design is a career that doesn't really need a diploma or a degree to actually do it. It's not like being a lawyer or a doctor or a teacher, something like that, you know? But I mean, it's nice if you can learn with something that's more heavy on the resources, exercises, and projects and work like a college degree would get you. But if that's not your thing, you don't want to do that, that's fine. We have more alternatives. Online courses are a little more affordable and easier. I started with a 20 reais. How much is that in dollars? I have no idea. That's like $5. or less. I started with a very cheap course in graphic design, and that's how I fell in love with it. And then I pursued the college degree because I really loved it. I mean, YouTube. There's like millions of tutorials and classes for free on YouTube. YouTube might be the biggest free educational platform ever. But what do you learn? I'm gonna give you a few topics to get started, so you can, like, after this video, you can right away start researching them and start getting your hands dirty, you know? So firstly, you can start looking up color theory, but look for something that's very focused on design and mainly digital projects or print, because you might find some stuff that's about painting and crafts related. Just make sure you're going to color theory in a more like psychology of color, what colors communicate to people. A great example is the movie Inside Out. Sadness is blue. Why? Color theory. Anger is red. Why? Color theory. Joy is yellow. Why? Color theory. It's all in details. Another thing you can look up is typography. Typography is just the fonts that we use to write stuff. So titles, fine print, big blocks of text. Every font has a different way of communicating something as well, just like color. You looking up typography will get you a good base. Next thing is hierarchy. And hierarchy just means what elements should be more important in a design. So the title should be bigger, or this picture should be bigger, or this tiny text should be smaller. It's just a notion that you study on what the person should look first in your design. I hope that helped. You can look up Adobe Illustrator tutorials, or maybe some free alternatives to Adobe Illustrator and beginner guides. You're gonna use that a lot. And the same thing goes for Adobe Photoshop and other more affordable ones. Those subjects will get you a good kickstart to becoming a designer. Something that I really love about design is the different areas you can work on. As I said in the beginning of this video, design is everywhere, so you can work with a lot of things. You can work with graphic design, you can work with product design, packaging design, you can work with mobile apps, like the apps you use on your phone. You can design those. You can design covers for books. You can do motion design, that's more into animation and videos, and there are a lot of areas in design that you can do, so I'm sure you'll find something for you. Just make sure to research a little bit before you know. Design was not my first choice when I left high school. It came a little after, but it was the best choice. I love design and I love working with it. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If you haven't watched the other days from this challenge, there's a playlist link below ready for you to binge. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.